Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Untapped Podcast. My name is Jacob Gabel.
And my name is Jacob Wurtz, guys. Welcome to YouTube exclusive number 5. Best number there is. Do you know why?
I do know why.
Because it was my number, obviously.
Yep.
Guys, welcome to YouTube exclusive number 5. If this is your first time joining us, basically what we do with these YouTube exclusives is we do a shortened, quick-hitting version of our podcast episodes. We usually do topics that we have not done yet on the podcast, but may in the future. So we're kind of laying a small foundation for future potential podcast episodes. We have new podcast episodes out every single Monday, and on the weeks that we don't, we have one of these, which is why we started doing these. And just so I don't forget, this past Friday, when you guys are now watching this past Friday, our next Untapped vlog was released. We got a bunch of brand new GoRuck equipment that is freaking sweet. And we take it to a local park here in St. Louis. We go to Wildwood Park and we do a workout and take you guys through that. Our personalities are also on full display as usual.
Always. Yep.
But definitely go and watch that. It is basically a 15-minute movie, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, guys, this guy put a lot of time into it. And time well worth it because it's a beautiful video too. Easily with the drone. And aesthetic pleasing wise of all our vlogs by far.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it just feels great to have the vlogs back. We kept promising that we were going to be getting back to that soon. This is us delivering on that, and we will continue to do those as much as we possibly can because we were talking before we started recording tonight here. That is definitely one of our favorite forms of content that we do. We just have a lot of fun, educational, they're funny, cool different montages and things like that. So definitely go and check that out if you have not already.
Yeah. Not to mention, again, if you have a YouTube exclusive and a vlog in the same week, it's short videos, 20, 15 minutes, whatever.
Yes.
Easy to watch.
100%. Yeah. So tonight we wanted to do more of a physical vitality type YouTube exclusive here, talking about should you always train like a monster, like a savage, whatever you want to name it, whatever you want to call it.
David quote.
Yes.
Right.
Should you always be carrying the boats?
Yes, correct. Correct.
We've got a couple points for yes, maybe you should. We've got a couple points for no, maybe you shouldn't. So let's hop in.
Let's do it. Guys, on our yes points, where we wanted to start there a little bit is the reason I really enjoy the yes answer is because I truly believe everybody has the physical capability to train hard.
Absolutely.
Does it take certain people longer to get to that training hard point? Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Because obviously there are different starting points for different people. Some people literally find physical fitness when they are 65 years old. Can they still train hard? Absolutely.
Yeah,
they can, because
it's all relative.
But again, you got to set their base. That's for sure. And this, again, guys, this is coming from, the perspective of two trainers.
Right.
So it's not coming from, again, a Navy SEAL. Navy SEALs would just say empty the tank and die at 40. You know what I mean? Like perfect. Die for your country at 40, you're gone. Okay, cool. You're good. We're looking for a little more longevity here, obviously.
And more practicality as well.
And more practicality.
Not all of us are Navy SEALs.
Agreed. Especially for you young men listening, training hard is phenomenal for testosterone and also hormone profile as well. So not even just the fact that it's fun to train hard, it's also important for your health as well.
Yeah.
So for you young men that are listening, you have a lot in the tank. If you're playing sports right now, you're whatever. Let's say we have listeners from 14. Young men wise up to 26 or whatever it is. And whatnot.
It's one of our most popular age ranges.
100% it is. So talking to you men, at that age, there is no excuse for you unless you have some kind of genetic or health condition. Let's knock that out of the way now. This goes for any of the caveats, any genetic health condition, etc., whatever it is you might have. That excludes, obviously. But if you do not, you're an athlete, you're playing sports, whatever it is. If you want to dominate in your sports, you're gonna have to train hard.
You have to train hard.
It's a non-negotiable. It's not even a question.
Yeah.
If you are in general looking to be above average in the population, which is actually very easy these days.
Oh, it's extremely easy.
It's a whole other conversation. But if you're looking to be above average, you have to train hard too. And because training isn't just meant to be this walk in the park, so to speak. You are, when you train, you are eliciting an adaptation. That's the idea. Your body is adapting to the stress you provide it. It's basically microdosing stress is what it is, if you really think about training.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Because if you're doing an hour-long workout and it's really hard, that's microdosing.
Yeah.
Because that would be like your body preparing you for stress of like, let's say you have a really hard, long 12-hour, big day or something like that happens in a construction site, or you're at work, or you're playing your sports the whole day long, like you're in a tournament or whatnot.
Yeah.
That hour-long adaptation allows your body to adapt to that stress.
Absolutely.
Same thing as life. If you're able to be used to the stress of a hard hour-long, 30-minute long, whatever it is, doesn't even matter, training session, it makes the rest of the day easier.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea of training is adapting to these things. That's the whole point we do this.
Absolutely.
Like you adapt to have larger muscles. Same thing.
For sure.
You adapt to have better cardiovascular and better VO2 max. All that type of stuff. And that's what it comes down to. So absolutely you should be training hard. Again, that doesn't just go for the 14 to 26 year olds. We can go into another category of, let's say you're 30 plus, because everybody, and you can speak on this a little bit, but it's like everybody loves to say it's all downhill after 30.
Yeah, right.
Is that true?
Wait, hold on. You're older than me, so shouldn't you be speaking on the older category?
Maybe I should.
You're way closer to 30 than I am. We're talking of just a few months here.
Guys, why did I have to get born 2 months before Wurtz? Come on.
He actually the other day was coffin shopping. Yeah. I was helping him a little bit, but I don't really like this style, dude. I think we should go with this one.
Well, yeah, then you told me to put all my life insurance in your name. It was really weird. Yeah, I was like, wow, okay, sweet.
You weren't supposed to say that on the video, dude. Anyway, back on track here. This is what we're talking about our personalities coming out. In everything we do.
Correct.
Podcast, Instagram content, vlogs, these, it always comes out. Something else that goes along with all this is the confidence you will build in yourself when you push yourself to these limits that we're talking about, guys. Because again, yes, the actual answer to the question of this video is yes. Now, should you do it every single day? We'll get to that. Okay, we'll get to that point here in just a little bit. But it is extremely important to mix in these days, or sometimes even weeks, where you are consistently emptying the tank, pushing yourself, training extremely hard in different ways. That doesn't just mean you do an extra set of dumbbell bench press. That's not what we're talking about here, but it's testing yourself.
Yep.
It's pushing your body to the limits. The vlog that we just released, the Go Ruck vlog, is a perfect example of us doing that and you following along with that. So that's another reason why you guys need to go watch that video. But the confidence you will build in yourself is unmatched, because you're gonna build that anyway if you are a consistent fitness goer, whether that's, running, maybe you're a runner, whether you're a lifter of any sort, whether it's a bodybuilder, power lifter, functional lifter, whatever, or some combination of those two, or any other way of training. Martial arts is another one. But you're gonna build the confidence regardless if you are consistently working out, consistently participating in fitness-related activities. But the type of confidence and the type of mental energy and mental positivity that you will gain from emptying the tank like this, it's unmatched, because you're pushing your body literally to its limits, or at least as close as what you think you are pushing it.
Yeah.
Because could we have done a little bit more in the Go Ruck workout? Yeah, absolutely. We definitely could have, because we also can push each other. And it's very positive. It's a very positive aspect of our relationship. But you may not have that in another person, so you might have to solely do it on yourself, which we are also both capable of doing, for that matter.
Yeah.
But
again, we built that.
We built that 100%.
Yeah.
We built that by being consistently participating in fitness-related things. But when you really do empty the gas tank, push yourself, whatever, however you want to say it, there's just like a different feeling that comes with it, because it's new. You don't do it every day. We're not going and marching up the hill every single day with an 80-pound med ball or an 80-pound sandbag or whatever it is. But the fact that we're able to do that rep after rep after rep, like, that builds confidence. That tells me, okay, you know what? On those days where I am tired and maybe I don't feel like doing some untapped work or some content work or whatever, it's like, I got more in the tank, which is kind of what you were alluding to. You're putting yourself through that stressful situation of pushing yourself. Your mind is freaking out. Your body's freaking out. Everything's freaking out. Okay, you think you're gonna die. You think you're gonna pass out, throw up. You might. You might.
Sure.
But that is building that tolerance to that stress or to the tiredness or whatever that, Maybe you got something extra to do after work. Like we both do all of this kind of stuff after work. You literally got home from work, we sat down and started planning for this video.
Yep.
Most nights when we record our podcast, I'm coming straight here from work, you're coming straight here from work, and boom, we're ready to go. You know, is it our first choice to be doing that at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. or 7:30 p.m.? No, absolutely not. If we could do it at noon every day or a few days a week, like by all means,
right.
We're trying to get to that.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to get to that, and we will get to that, but we are building that within ourselves, that tolerance to the stress, to the, I don't know if I can go more, dude. I don't know if I can record a podcast tonight. Well, you know what? I know that I'm capable of more because I purposely push my body to the limits a few days a week, a day a week, for a week out of the month, or whatever it is. You know, there's all different kinds of ways you can do this. There's no one size fits all.
No.
You know, and then on the other point you made, whether you have a health issue or a physical issue, you know, obviously that comes into play here. So be smart with whatever your condition might be, but also those things don't have to be a crutch. You know, he's a very extreme example, but Derek Weida, he has one leg.
Yep.
He has one leg, and he still continues to train like a savage all the time. He is training, and he is doing different modes of training and things like that. So it doesn't have to be a crutch. Now, are you going to be consistently doing rucks or hikes or going up big hills with 80-pound med balls? Maybe not, but maybe you are going up the hill just in general. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it doesn't have to be a crutch. Now, obviously, be smart. We're not saying if you have a health condition or physical condition to go push yourself and do something stupid. Not what we're saying here. Okay, just to
guys. I mean,
put that out
we're
there.
both mentally disabled. And we still make it work.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, to round out the yes point, like absolutely is necessary. Absolutely, you should be doing that. And I know you've got this quote here pulled up, and some of you have probably heard this quote, but it's right. So true, because the bottom line is every single one of you, and that this includes us, like you have much more to give than what you think. Actually, Mitch said it in our last podcast episode. Now, granted, we were talking in a different context of this, but he's like, we all are capable of doing more than what we think. And that directly applies to the physicality of yourself as well. Just as much as it applies to doing things within our society and our country and our culture, which was the context of what Mitch was saying, you know. But
absolutely. Anyway,
this is a fantastic quote.
And this is a great way to end it off too. And again, like Wurtz said, a lot of you probably heard this quote before, but it's from Socrates, Greek philosopher. No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable.
That's a weird way to spell written by Jacob Wurtz.
Oh, weird. Huh.
I'm gonna have to contact them and get them to change that.
Yeah. I was thinking more of like, you know, the alpha Catholic words. You know what I mean? Yeah.
True.
Base Catholic movement.
Okay, so switching over now to the no answer. You know, should you be training like a monster? Should you be training like a savage? Okay, for the no category. The reason there's even a no category is because what we want to say with it is, should you be doing this every single day, day in and day out? No. And the reason being is things like overtraining and injuries are very, very possible. Mm-hmm. You know, you could push yourself to a limit to where you are literally hurting yourself. You know, there's being sore, there's being physically tired, and then there's hurting yourself. We don't want to hurt ourselves, you know, because then we're putting ourselves in a compromised position, whether that's being ready for a combat situation, whether that's being ready for stress-related situations like we just named a few minutes ago. We're putting ourselves in a compromised position for what? For what? You know, there's not really a reason to be doing that if we don't have to. So that's kind of our first point there, is the overtraining and the injuries could come with doing this type of stuff every single day. Now, will your body learn to adapt? Sure. But could you then develop, you know, overcompensations in your hips or your knees or your ankles or whatever else, your shoulders? You could. And then that down the road will cause more issues. You know this working in a chiropractic office. You know, like, you know that's true. People build up these compensations, and Are they impossible to come back from? No, they're not impossible to, but is it a very hard road sometimes? Absolutely.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So.
And you know what's interesting about that, because it's funny about a chiropractic office is like, I want to make the point is like a lot, there is seldom, and this is kind of sad, but there's seldom patients that come in that the reason, and I'm going to make a point here, but probably 75 to maybe even 85, as high as that, of the patients that come in, a lot of their issues are caused by either, you know, they might be overweight, or they may be also, they just might be sedentary in general. It's like they barely move.
Yeah.
And a lot of these patients, like, it is caused by that.
Right.
Now we'll have the crazy ones who are like, and a lot of times they'll be, you know, the former military guys or the guys who just train every single day and whatnot. That's that other 15% that they're just causing issues in their body because they pushed it 7 days a week, day in and day out. You know, one day they had the flu and a fever and they still went out and rucked for 3 hours or something, you know, something crazy like that.
Right.
You know, so my point is like training is a great way, like we said in the yes, to elicit ways for your body to improve. But there is ways to take that too far, and that goes especially for you beginning lifters. You know, especially every young man, I've had clients that are 50 to 60 to 70 that want to be pushed right off the bat. I'm like, we can't. You don't have a foundation right now.
Right.
Like we can't push you to the level that I could push myself.
Right.
Because I've been doing it for almost 10 years now.
Right.
So it's like, okay, there's a difference here. So what Wurtz is saying, allow your body to build up the stress adaptation. Be used to the hard training sessions. Okay, you know, I'm used to one hard training session a week now. I'm used to 2, I'm used to 3, et cetera, et cetera. And that could, again, be the cardio, the strength training, the whatever it is.
Right.
You work your way up in those intensity building, because there is definitely ways for you to find possibilities that your body can train hard 6-7 days a week. And this is mainly as a man I'm talking because of just our physical differences. But for example, if let's say you're doing 6 days a week, you have 3 strength training sessions, you go hard on those, and you're used to that. You've been doing that for 2-3 plus years or whatever it is. And then you also do 3 cardiovascular type sessions with that. And you're able to handle that because you built up the tolerance to that, and they're hard sessions. Now again, you're not going to do that the entire year, for example.
Right.
You're going to do that often, very often, but then you're also going to have load management type things. Okay, maybe I'm having a twinge in my back. Maybe I wasn't ready for that movement I just did.
Right.
Okay, let me chill out. Let me check my ego a little bit, because it's really hard, especially as a dude, again, to do that, because naturally, checking our ego is probably one of the number one things we deal with a lot of times. And trying to push past that limit, which is great, but you got to harness it. You know, you can't use it to the point like Wurtz said, where you're basically just, you know, your spine's ruined or something like that, or your knees are so, you know, they're bone on bone because you won't stop running day after day after day, or whatever it is.
Right.
Because the thing is, like, movement is a beautiful thing. Exercise is a beautiful thing. Honestly, I have damn near everything positive to say about it, but the no category is to be intelligent about it. Obviously, we're pushing ourselves, but you have to find the control aspect of not, you know, throwing yourself into the fire day after day after day. And again, obviously, the exceptions a lot of times we think of are special forces and like UFC fighters a lot of times.
Sure.
Because even an NFL athlete has to manage. Even an MLB athlete, like that Mookie Betts video you were telling me about, they have to literally recover and manage their body.
Right.
Because they can't be pushing it 24/7.
Right.
You can't. You'd burn your, like, especially in MLB season,
You're playing
you'd be
every
burnt
day.
out the first 30 games.
Yeah.
You'd be done.
Right.
So the point is, like, yeah, okay, special forces, like, obviously in their first 1-2 years of training or whatever, most of those guys, I mean, they're
kind of in their own category.
It's a separate category.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, everybody loves to idolize special forces and whatnot, but the whole idea of fitness is to have a functional body, and is to have a useful body so you can use it again. Because if your back is ruined by 40, how are you going to protect your family?
Yeah, right.
You're just dealing with back pain all day, so now you can't move anymore and whatnot, or whatever it is.
Right. And what about your next 30 to 40 years?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You're miserable.
You want to live in pain every day? You know, like, no, obviously you don't want to do that.
And of course, the pain-free thing is, you can't be pain-free.
Non-existent.
Like that's not real. Like, and same thing as I've said, we're all asymmetrical to some point. Like I've said it many times.
So you mean the pharmaceutical industry has sold us a bunch of BS saying that we can be pain-free?
I think yeah, that's crazy, right?
Dude, this is a revelation.
Wow. Big Pharma doesn't care about our health. What a big surprise.
Whoa.
What a big surprise.
I'm going to have to do some thinking on this.
They didn't push out a vaccine in 8 months for our health, right? Isn't that crazy? Okay, anyways. Conspiracies.
Yeah, we didn't bring our glasses, dude. Yeah. We're unprotected right now.
But yeah,
we're doing an unprotected video right now. Sorry, had to.
Oh man. But guys, the whole point again, like to reiterate that, is to have a functional body that you can use and be healthy with the rest of your life. Obviously, you should have the ability to be a killer. There's no doubt about it. Okay. Like 100% you should, whether you're 20, whether you're 70, it doesn't matter. There's no difference there, because again, the whole idea of a man, like we are the protector. So like that is a role you take seriously.
Yeah.
Especially in our case and whatnot. And again, in the case of the women, you know, you want to be healthy because then you can be functional with your kids long term. You can have more fun with your husband long term, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it all wraps in.
Life.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, obviously we're saying, like, men and women, like, you're using these tools for different reasons. Like, it makes sense. Right. It totally makes sense that you're using training for a different reason, just like men and women are different, and it's beautiful. That's why exercise is so cool, because it does mesh everybody into like this one we can get better category, so to speak, which is really cool.
Which is awesome. Yeah. Well, guys, that is our two sides of the should you be training like a monster every day argument. Really, really good points on the yes side. Still really, really good points on the no side as well. Listen to what we are saying here. Take the things that we said with the yes category, incorporate those. Take the things that we said in the no category, and be sure to absolutely incorporate those to keep yourself healthy, keep yourself living how you should, how you want to, and be as close to pain-free as you can be, which again, that doesn't exist. But take into account what we said on both sides of this argument, guys. This is very, very important. Go out there and train hard, okay? It's the biggest thing. Train hard.
And not to mention, again, if you have questions about this, we're here.
Absolutely.
Like there's a reason we do this. We put out free content is because we also do training. So if you actually want to have an actual program written for you, you want to be doing a monthly subscription with us, you want to be doing one-on-one.
Right.
We are here to help with that too.
Yes.
If you are completely unsure, you're like, I listened to this video and I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Okay.
Absolutely.
Then you have a place you can start. Like, we are very willing to help with that type of stuff for a reasonable price as well.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. We will 100% give you that guidance, and you will train hard with us as well. You will. Absolutely, no doubt about it. So guys, that is YouTube exclusive number 5. Until next time, peace and love.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh.